Nailed it. Yeah, that's not supposed to look like that. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We got the parts for the sprayer, the new hydraulic hose that blew out, and we're gonna fix that real quick because the temperature has cooled off and we need to get this thing in the heat. So I'm gonna work on that real quick, and then we are gonna go pick Mike's corn so we can officially be done with harvest. Find it.
You have to have some side cutters or something and get rid of some
Zip ties.
zip ties. It's this hose here. Okay. You want to go? It goes through.
All right, we got that fixed. We need to get this thing put away. Like I said, the weather the past few days has been record highs. We had a high of 76 yesterday, which set a record, and I think we set a record the day before that too. Last night I got down to 37, getting kind of close to freezing, so we need to get this thing put away. Well, let's go pick some corn. We got that sprayer fixed. We got it plugged in because that thing is probably the most cold-blooded thing we have on our farm, and if it's below like 50, it won't start. So we got it plugged in. We'll probably run it up to Uncle Danny's and put it in the heated shed later. But for now, we're gonna go work on Mike's corn. All right, we're out here to the field. We got the auger set up this morning, and I forgot my camera, so didn't get any of that. Sorry, guys. We're actually gonna be using the same bin that we just unloaded the seed beans out of, and that worked out really well because Mike was gonna use the other bin. There's two bins here, if you can see that. But we only have one unload, so if Mike was going to use that bin, we'd have to take the unload out of the other one, stick it in there, but now it saves us a little bit of work. So we got those seed beans out, going to fill it right back up with corn the next day. We have the auger set up. We got a wagon dumping into the auger, so we're just going to load the auger cart, run it around, and dump it right in the wagon. So should go pretty smoothly. We got a little bit of rain overnight, 3/4. Pretty damp this morning. We opened up a little bit here so we could get the auger set up, and we wanted to wait till after lunch. The sun's out now. It was pretty cloudy this morning, and this corn is down quite a bit along the road, so we wanted to wait for it to dry up a little bit, and thankfully we still have the reel on, so that's good. But yeah, we're gonna get started here. Got a little bit in the combine. I'm gonna dump that in the wagon and start picking. Let's see if I can hit that wagon without making a mess. It's kind of hard to aim that auger when it's like 150 feet out there. Nailed it. As you can see, this corn's down pretty bad right here. And I'm thinking that this corn actually went down just yesterday. We hadn't noticed that it had been down at all till this morning, and we had like 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts yesterday. So we're thinking that was the problem. If we'd have got to this a couple days earlier, we probably would have been all right. So, all right, come on. But yeah, I'm glad we left that reel on. We're gonna need it here. Huh. Red tractor won't start. Imagine that. pretty much out of the down corn now. Still a little bit here and there, but definitely not ideal conditions. It was pretty damp and it was pushing pretty bad, so it'd have been nice to do this when it was dry, but we got time today. It's going all right. It's not a whole lot of acres, so it'd be nice to get it done. We got another chance of rain coming later this week, so get this knocked out and move on to something else. Had some people asking about my new camera. I got a G7X, and so far I really love it. I love the size of it. It's so compact, I can throw it in my pocket. The mic that's built into the camera, it's probably not as good as the shotgun mic. I've only made the one video so far, and I've noticed the audio quality isn't as good, but give and take. Also, the battery life is incredible on this camera. Way better than my GoPro. But I'll shut up about my camera now. You guys don't care about that. You want to see farming. Well, I just shoved a snoot into the dirt. Dang it. We're half done. And I gotta go and break stuff. Guess we'll get to work on this thing now. Yeah, that's not supposed to look like that.
That's not salvageable.
No.
Is that other one still at Grandpa's?
I think that's, do we have that one still, or is that a middle one? Oh, we lost that piece. Well, so much for getting done today. That's all it took.
That's all it took. The dab.
Alright, so John Deere didn't have the parts. They had the snoot, but they don't have this piece right here that bolts on. So we'll have it in the morning. So guess we'll finish picking corn tomorrow. Oh well. Well, Dad just got back. He got the parts this morning, so we're gonna get this thing put back together. It's pretty frosty this morning. Might be a little bit before we can start picking anyway, so not a big deal. Anybody have a guess what that thing cost? Way more than it should. We got the corn head back together. I'll run over here and show you what exactly happened. So I was picking along here, everything was going good. Then I got up to here and there's a little bit of a hump on the edge, and that snoot just plowed right into the ground. This ground is pretty sandy right here, so it just dug right in. Those snoots are just made out of plastic, so it just folded right underneath and tore up a bunch of stuff underneath. So that is not the first time that's happened. I think I've crunched one or two before. That one, both of the outside ones have been replaced already, and a few years ago I crunched the inside one, so it's a pretty common thing. Just kind of sucks the last day of harvest, and we were planning on getting rid of that head, so we had to spend $600 on parts right before we get rid of it. So it is what it is. We got it fixed and we're gonna keep on moving. Well, Mike's corn's not quite ready to pick yet. We had a pretty heavy frost this morning and the ground's pretty damp, and since his corn's down a little bit, it's just gonna cause problems. So we're gonna wait a little while, probably go out after lunch. I'm back here at the office. I got a couple things to take care of while I'm waiting. We're down to the point where we need to send in our bushels to our crop insurance agent so he can do all the figures and see if we're gonna get any payments or whatever. So I gotta talk to him. I gotta get some grain sheets from the elevators. I got some tickets from the seed bean place, and I just gotta get all that arranged. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Hey, I need to get my grain sheets sent over to crop insurance. Would you be able to just email those over to Mom? Alright, thank you, sir. Hey Corey, how are you? Not too bad. I'm working on getting all my grain sheets and stuff sent over to you. Alright. Yep, thanks. So what that was all about was, after we get done with harvest, we have to take reports from the elevator, settlement reports of how many bushels we hauled in, and send them over to our crop insurance agent, and they'll do some calculations and figure out if we'll have any claims anywhere. So I just kind of have to arrange getting them from each elevator. And then they also, if you store corn in bins, they'll come out and actually measure the bins of how full they are, and and do some calculations and figure out how many bushels are in there. So we know roughly what they hold, but they can get it down to pretty exact. So got to come out and measure a couple bins yet, but for the most part, I got all that taken care of. And we're back. It's only 11:30, but I already ate my lunch, so depending on how you look at it, it's after lunch. We're gonna get started. Okay, Weston, don't shove a snoot into the dirt. We're gonna keep them above ground today. Okay, we got this field done. There's a little bit over there on the other side of the road, a couple acres yet, and then we'll be done. What's up, cows? And now we're done. And all the snoots are intact. Anybody want to buy this corn head? My email's in the description. Red tractor won't start again. There it goes. We're done picking Mike's corn. We're gonna get this combine put away and move on to the next project. Alright, so we got the combine put away, we got the grain cart unhooked from the 8430, and I'm going to take the strip till bar off of the 8400, as well as the GPS receiver and the monitor out of the cab. I was strip tilling the other night, and I think we have either a battery issue or an alternator issue on this tractor. When it got dark, I turned the lights on and it kicked my auto steer out, and it said insufficient supply voltage to steering module or something like that. And then towards the end of the night, it started to run kind of rough, and I got back in the yard and I only had 11.6 volts, which doesn't sound low, but if one of my batteries is bad, then it might just be drawing too much to keep up. So we're gonna swap this thing over and put it on the 8430. See if I can get that field done. See if I can do this with one hand. Nope, I need both. Got it. Come here, kitty. Come here. You being shy today? Come here. Well, Dad just tried to start the 8400 and the batteries are dead, so we definitely have some sort of battery alternator issue. Got to figure that out. Alright, let's get started here and see what we got. RTK is sweet. It's a little late dropping it in the ground, but they'll be alright. get out here and see if we got this thing level or not. That actually looks pretty darn good. See what kind of strip we're making. Yeah, these look nice. Bermed up just enough. They'll settle over the winter. This is pretty light ground here. It drops down in the bottom there and it gets pretty heavy, so yeah, doing a good job. I like it. If anything, I think I could put a little bit more down pressure on these baskets because I had to raise them up last year because we were working in some pretty wet ground and they kept plugging up on me. So it's not real chunky here. I don't need that much down pressure. I think I'm all right for now. If it gets to be an issue, I've got tools with me to change it, so we're gonna keep rolling. One other thing I need to do real quick is measure between the strips on the guest row because this is an 8-row strip till and we have a 16-row planter. So I wanna make sure I got 30 inches between the last row there and the next row. Otherwise our planter won't match up. And that would be really irritating. That's about the middle there. And 30 is right there. So, looks good to me. So we don't have a whole lot of experience with strip till. We just strip tilled our first corn this year. I guess planted into strips for the first time this year. And for what it's worth, those two farms were some of the best yielding farms this year, which nothing was really that spectacular, but it's just, you know, the strip till happened to be the best. I don't know if it's because of strip till or not. So that gives me a little bit of hope that this is the way to go for us. That being said, the reason why is because we run some pretty light soils. It's sandy, coarser soils, and they're not as dark, and they don't take in that sunlight and warm up as fast in the spring. So by creating this dark black strip, you're warming up the spot where you're going to plant the seed a little bit quicker. There's this guy called the Millennial Farmer. I don't know if you've heard of him, but if you've been watching his videos, he's been really struggling getting his strip till to work this fall, and I can kind of understand where he's coming from. We have a longer spring than they do up there in Minnesota, so he's really trying to get the ground to warm up really fast. So strip till is probably a good option for him if he can get it to work, but it seems like he's really struggling to get that machine to work here in the fall. The ground is just so much wetter, and it seems like they're in some heavy soils up there. So gotta turn around here. But yeah, I can understand that. No-till and strip till it's almost like you're evil if you don't use those practices anymore. But if you can't make it work, you can't make it work. Fortunately, we're in an area with a little bit longer spring. It warms up a little bit earlier, so we don't have to fight some of those early cold snaps like they get up there. So long story short, I like strip till. I'm really excited about it. I think it's the way to go, for us anyway. Gotta move a branch. This guy's in my way. Good enough for now. This is kind of a wet area of the field, and I don't know if you can tell, but we kind of farmed around it. So when it's dry, like it is right now, we can farm right through it, but most of the time it's not dry. So I'm gonna strip through it. Hopefully we'll be able to plant it next spring. If not, we'll just swerve around. Not a big deal. I don't think the strip till machine's gonna like this grass, but well, I guess we got through it. That'll work. All right, I'm done strip tilling. So we are officially done with harvest now that we got Mike's corn out. So it feels good. Always good to be done, and it's still pretty early yet. We still have a little bit of tillage left to do, and we'd like to get some anhydrous put on if the weather would cooperate. So yeah, it's gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and see you on the next one. Oh yeah, thanks for watching.